Don't get around people that enable your dysfunction. If you're depressed, don't hang around people that are depressed. If you're fighting an illness, don't go find other people that are sick so you can sit around, talk about your illnesses. Hang around people that have what you want, not people that are struggling with what you struggle with. The enemy would love for you to stay in a limited environment that holds you down, limits your vision, keeps you from dreaming, believing, expecting. Don't fall into that trap. If you're never uncomfortable, you're not growing. If you never have to stretch your faith, you're never over your head, then you're going to be limited. God will bring opportunities across your path so you can come up to a new level. Go where you've never been. Break bondages that have been passed down in your family line. It takes courage. It takes a holy determination. You'll be tempted to play it safe. Don't rock the boat. I don't want to have to stretch. Try something new. It seems impossible. God wouldn't have given you the opportunity. He wouldn't have told you to rise and walk if you couldn't do it. Don't let comfort hold you back. You were created to stretch. You were created to go further. And yes, there will be seasons where you're comfortable, seasons where you're enjoying favor and blessings, but God is not going to leave you in your comfort. He's taken you from glory to glory. You can't reach new levels of glory without being uncomfortable, without having to stretch, without believing for things that seem unlikely. I've learned the calling will disrupt your comfort. There will be strategic times in your life, like this crippled man, that God will call you up higher. He'll call you to break the addiction. You were fine for a long time, but suddenly you know you have to do something. He'll call you to leave the familiar and go into the unknown. A lot of times we think of blessings when we get promoted, we have a baby, we move into a new house, and those are certainly blessings. But I've learned that, you know, there are blessings that come from difficult times. I've learned that you don't grow as much in the good times. You grow in the difficult times. I think of it like a seed. You can take a seed and have it on a shelf for all of its life, and it'll never become what it was created to be. But that seed has to be planted in the ground. Yeah. You know, it's got to be covered. It's in the dark. It's got to be covered. And you know, you think if you're the seed, you think, man, I don't want to be in the ground. I don't want people walking on me. It's uncomfortable. It's dark. But that seed will never become. It'll never see the life that God put in it without going through that time where it can germinate, where it can grow. And I know we all have seeds of greatness on the inside. But I think sometimes what discourages us is, wow, you know, but it's a difficult time. It's not working out. My dream hasn't happened the way I thought. And in that darkness, we don't realize it's all a part of the process. Even times we don't understand it, God is working behind the scenes. He's always, you know, He's directing, He's orchestrating our steps. And I've learned in my own life, you know, we say God's directing our steps. God doesn't always take us from A to B to C to D to E. It's not always in a perfect line. And I think of it even like a stepping stone. If you were going from here to 50 feet away, you know, those stepping stones may be curved. There may be a point where you're going the wrong way. And if you're stopped on one of those stepping stones, you think, God, I'm supposed to be going that way, but I'm going that way. But you got to realize God's still directing your steps. It's just not be the way that you think. And so, you know, trusting God when life doesn't make sense, and just believing that even in the times that we're uncomfortable, the times that we don't like, that God is still in control, that He still knows how to get us to our destination. You know, Joseph, for 13 years, he had negative things happen to him. God gave him a dream, and I know we all have dreams, we have goals, and you know, God showed him how he would, you know, be a leader, but you know, it didn't happen the way he thought. His brothers betrayed him, sold into slavery, falsely accused, put in prison for something he didn't do. You think about 13 years, God was directing his steps, but if you'd ask Joseph, he'd say, God, you're taking me the wrong way. You said I was going to do all these other things. Well, if you stay in faith, if you keep being faithful right where you are, keep being your best, trusting that God's in control, that even in those difficult times, not only are you growing, not only are you proving to God that you're able to handle where He's taking you, but God will get you to where you're supposed to be. We'd love life to be all perfect and never challenges, but that's not what life is all about. You know, in life we're going to have difficulties, but be of good cheer. Know that God is still on the throne. Life, you know, all of us, we can live worried. we can all find some reason to be negative about or some reason to hold an offense, but if you will let that go, and a lot of it comes back to trusting God, meaning that I'm going to trust God to fight my battles. Somebody did me wrong, I'm going to trust Him to be my vindicator. I don't have to try to pay them back, or maybe I don't see how this is going to work out. I could live today worried, fearful, what am I going to do? Or I can live it in faith. God, I trust you. I thank you that you're working in my life. So it's just that decision, paying attention to what you're giving your time and energy to, living from that place of peace. You know, stay hurt and stay bitter and stay discouraged. Or am I going to say, Lord, I do have some wrongs, but Lord, I am grateful to be alive. You know, I'm grateful that my arms work today. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. Really, everyone that's watching, I mean, you've got electricity, you've got a television or the internet or somehow, I mean, in some places, we would all be considered wealthy. You know, y'all been places we have all over the world where, so I think just living from that grateful attitude, and you know, if you don't have anything else, you have salvation. God, I thank you that you breathe your life into me. So life is, I've found so much about perspective. We can look at what's wrong, or we can thank God for what's right. We can look at what we don't have, or we can thank God for what we do have. So I think it's just every day seeing it as a gift from God.